You talk about on time.
Home.
Must be right. Is it right on 9?
Home.
No. We're a few minutes early.
We're not a few minutes early.
Well, that's what this one says.
For God's
Top
sake.
left-hand corner.
9:59. We're seconds
I thought
early.
it was 8.
Good Lord.
Okay. Hello, you guys. So, this is episode number 697.
Funny place to push
What
the show.
could I be doing wrong to be clear?
Now, today we are doing your questions answered live.
Oh, yes.
And that includes
Your questions answered
your
live.
questions. Right. All
If
right.
you've got any.
We're just scrolling down
Okay,
through. Don't
yes, we
type
have
them
got
because we've
some.
got a lot. So you guys that let me just not ask questions until they. Never mind.
Okay, so
My
a
God,
few
look at all
people
this.
have arrived. Yes, loads of groups.
Oh, no.
So go to freeneville.com. Join us in manifestingmasterycourse.com.
Lord.
And for refunds, go to
They added
feelitrealfun.com.
me like 7 billion.
Hello,
freaking
Andrew Maxwell.
groups. Oh, it is
And
the
Stella Jim.
Maxwell.
Gaza,
Gaza,
Gaza, Gaza, as we say down under.
Gaza, Gaza,
Gaza,
Gaza, Gaza. Yeah, it'd be a chant. Gaza, 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 Gaza. Jerry,
Hello,
welcome to
Jerry.
the show. God, me and Jerry Weaver, we got into a fight in 7th grade. And he was the first person I stood up against because, everybody picked on me except for Jerry. Jerry was lower than me. And when Jerry picked on me, it's like, Jerry, I love you, but you're going to get the bop. So,
I've been taking the hit.
yeah, it's like,
Too many
I
times.
understand when Denise, the older girl, picks on me. She was hot, right? Nice legs. So, anyway. But when Jerry
Okay.
started, that was it. All the cool kids are here. That is the absolute latest.
Yep.
Yasmin Maxwell.
Yeah.
So today we've got 5 questions or something.
Oh, cool.
Ooga, ooga, ooga,
Someone
shaga.
asked
That's
a
right.
question.
Stuck
Okay.
on a feeling.
So,
All
Are we
right.
ready to start?
Now we have to do the homekeeping,
I
housekeeping.
did all of it.
Oh my God.
I'll do it again. Go to freeneville.com. Join us in manifestingmasterycourse.com.
I'm going to publicly apologize.
And for refunds, go to
to
feelitrealfun.com.
Victoria because yesterday I said she was slacking and doesn't do anything to help, and she didn't find that quote
Yeah.
where Neville
Oh,
said to
that's
settle.
right. And Joe
but
even
look
said,
at her.
didn't he?
Well,
He
because
never
Joe
said
said
that.
right now, and Victoria's gone the extra mile today, so I apologize in public. I was wrong because you made me that way. So
Okay.
That's
Hello,
right.
Mike. All right.
Okay.
So,
Victoria.
yes. Is that all one big long question at the beginning there?
Well, believe it or not, I shortened it substantially.
Okay. I'll try reading it all once I get something out of my eye.
Good Lord.
What could I be doing wrong to be creating the opposite of financial freedom?
Oh my
How do
God.
I manage the gap between what I am choosing to be, completely provided for, in brackets, and what is technically happening? For example, I keep repeating and feeling I am totally provided for. But sounds a little bit like an affirmation. But for the next 24 hours, since my savings was accidentally drained and my checking account is incorrectly overdrawn, I have no access to a single dollar.
All right.
It's from Gabby.
Sounds like a bad fucking day.
Yeah.
So, from earlier in the email, so I want you to notice what's going on here. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
So, but there's a repeating and a feeling of I'm totally provided for. We're going to explore something called external versus internal today. Clarita, welcome to the show. On TikTok, they will all miss Stan Lee. That's great. All right, so I'll just give you the updates as they show up. Anyway, I love TikTok. It used to be Musical.ly. So
Right.
earlier in the email, Gabby mentioned when I write checks for bills now, they get cashed so late that I get excited that the universe covered the bill, but right then I start to relax and money gets taken out. What I get in the whole email here is this whole thing of external versus internal. Emmett! Go away.
Go away.
So,
Okay.
so here's the thing, guys. Ready? There's a police car way off in the distance.
Yeah,
It's
we can
Uncle
hear
Timmy.
the siren and he
So,
always goes off
let's
on
just
that.
wait just a moment while he does this. This whole internal, external thing, this is really important. Uncle Joe says keep barking, Emmett. I swear he's from New Jersey.
No, he doesn't. He says, shut up, Emmett.
So, ready, Patty? Okay. Emmett, it's all good now.
Oh,
Police
God,
car's on.
now.
He thinks he's a policeman. Anyway, wonder why. So here's the thing, guys. Ready?
Yeah.
I'm imagining, what's the exact phraseology here? 'Cause I hate words to begin with. but I am totally provided for. In other words, something out there is providing for me. And the obvious mention of the universe, again, something out there is taking care of the bills.
Got you.
You notice the difference between that and getting I Create Wealth.
Yeah.
I created working as a prison guard for $7.70 an hour. I created teaching karate at the YMCA for $4.14 an hour. Right? I created that. I also created, you know what? I'm going to start charging $50 an hour for one-on-ones. You know what? I don't do anything for less than $100 an hour ever. Right? Haven't in a long time. Right? Usually I do a lot more than that. But unless I can immediately justify or notice, I can get $100 an hour out of doing any activity, I don't do it.
Yeah.
Right? So notice the difference between I create wealth and I am provided for by something out there. And here's the core of the question. Ready? This is really cool. How do I manage the gap between what I am choosing to be and what is technically happening? You get it? There's a war between what is in there and out there and in there and out there versus I create wealth. And when you get that, I mean, like literally I do something for an hour and get paid $20, or I can do something for 10 hours, sell it for $7 thousands of times, and do pretty darn well. You get my car was paid for by Neville Goddard Simplified Volume Number 1, right? Took a couple hours to put together, to write, to really put some good wisdom in there, sold 1,000 copies, there's $7,000, right?
Yeah.
So if I put in a day's worth of work and I get a car out of the deal, not bad. But you get it, it's a completely different way of imagining. I create wealth. How much wealth do I want to create? 10 cent a raise hour thing. So internal, external. I create wealth. I'm imagining being provided for. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
By the way,
that's good.
even if when Neville told the old ladies, right? When he said, look, imagine a shagging buddy providing for you. No, he didn't say that. Neville said, feel what it's like to be financially free.
Yes.
Right? I'm financially free, feeling that. And then an old shagging buddy shows up.
Happens to show
Yo,
up.
bum, bum, bum. We had lots of fun in the backseat of the old Buick, didn't we? Right? Right, let's give her some money. Right? You're either going to pay now or later. So, how's that? Okay, let's go on to the next one.
That's ace.
Because they all come together.
Okay.
There we go.
The
Number
next
2.
one is from Ginny.
Yep.
We rise to a higher level of
By the way, this is a Neville Goddard quote.
Yes, so hey TTMV,
Hey, Tim.
we rise to a higher level of consciousness not because we have curbed our passions, but because we have cultivated our virtues.
That's a police car. We all know it. Go tell neighbor Ron.
In truth, a meek man is one who is in complete control of his moods, and they are the highest, for he who desires to walk with the highest must keep a high mood. What does he mean by mood, and in which states can this high mood be most easily maintained?
I love this. Ready? We rise to a higher level of consciousness not because we have curbed our passions. Right? So here's what I desire, Tim. Right? Let's sit down and enjoy a scotch. Right? Good single malts. You're into the Japanese thing. I don't understand Japanese scotch. That makes no sense to me. Because it should be from the Scotch place. Scotchland.
Scotchland.
Yeah, Scotchland. We love Scotchland. Right? But I love a good single malt. Right?
Yeah.
And so Tim and I will get together. We got a chat, pal. And so we'll have the scotch. Right? But meanwhile, it's not like, oh, Tim's coming over. How about if we just settle for some old Milwaukee in a can? You don't even know what that is. You don't want to know what that is. Right? Anybody who knows what old Milwaukee in a can is, the 16-ounce pounders, type it in. But notice Neville says, we rise to a higher level of consciousness not because we have curbed our passions, but because we have cultivated our virtues.
Because we have cultivated our virtue. Oh,
Yes.
yeah, nice.
Get the difference, right? She could curb her passion. Well, like I should get a job and spend time in the weekend in the garden for security, and then I'll be miserable and 20 will do the show by himself. And my name is Mr. 2020, and this is where Victoria should be sitting, right? It would suck.
Yeah.
Okay, my passion is we do this. We have fun. We play a lot. And guess what? For some reason, we've got lots of good incomes, right? Everything works out wonderfully. But here's the thing. We could, to me, being virtuelessness, sinking. Oh, Mike says, oh yeah, old Milwaukee baby and Pabst Blue Ribbon. I tell you what, yeah, and you squeeze something into it like a bad. Anyway, So it's easy to maintain the mood. I watch her as she is more fully embodied garden girl. Okay, would you believe that impacts everything we do? It just goes. But whenever she was like garden girl work, garden girl work, garden girl work, many years ago, it was sort of like struggle in the garden, struggle at work, struggle in the garden, struggle at work, struggle in the garden, struggle at work.
It was like
versus the higher mood. It's so easy, quote unquote, to maintain because she surrenders to something that brings out her virtue. You get it? What is virtue? Oh my God! So she doesn't curb her passions; she cultivates her virtues. That was fun. Let's try the next one. See how
Very
that works
cool.
out. Joe says, I used to drink the Canadian beers, Moosehead and Molson Golden. I liked Rickards Red. I've got a thing for red, in case you haven't noticed it.
Rickards Red.
Rickards
that was a
Red
beer.
beer, absolutely.
What did they make it out of?
I don't know, but I brought a shitload back into the U.S. one time. I was crossing through the border thing. I bought a ton of ginseng, acupuncture needles, and like 4 or 5 cases of Rickards Red. and I rocked up to the customs guy, right? This is when you're driving from Canada back to the USA. And you roll down the window and he says, do you have anything to declare? And I go, right. And I go, 99 bottles of beer in the trunk. And he sits back and he goes, 99 bottles of beer. That's right.
Yeah.
You take one out, you pass it around. He goes, go on through. I'm like, thank you. Right? Meanwhile, I've got cases of Rickards Red in the boot and ginseng and acupuncture needles because I was able to buy them in Canada without being an acupuncturist. But I like, little prick. So anyway.
Should you have paid customs on that then? Or duty or whatever it is.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Cool.
So anyway.
Okay.
Joe?
The next one's from Tom,
Is it?
I think.
Oh yeah, it is Tom. What do you
Hello,
know?
Mr. 2020 NV.
Hey Tom, how you doing?
I have had years of feast or famine when it comes to money.
Oh, sorry, haven't been there.
I know.
I was a
Yeah.
prison guard for $7.70 an hour, Tom. Right? Let's just be real, right? I'm going to get beat to death for cake. So if I get overtime, $7.70 times 12 hours, because it was a 12-hour shift, because I couldn't leave the prison after the end of my shift. I worked like 2 to 10, but I was all bound up and beat to death at 10 o'clock, so I couldn't leave. So I actually got some overtime. So anyway, $7.70.
Are you serious?
Oh, I'm serious. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, I remember afterwards. They said, well, what time did you get out?
Actually clock
Yeah,
off?
that way we couldn't figure out how much to pay you. It's like, are you fucking serious?
Oh,
Right?
Jesus.
But, yeah, watch the news, right? They had me on the news when I walked out.
God. Okay, I've
All
had
right.
years of feast or famine when it comes to money.
That's right.
I know this has been due to what I heard my parents talk about when I was younger, and even though they are doing well now, my mum still complains about money.
Mothers. Fuck, man.
Yep.
Just, you got to play her backward in your head. Yeah.
Right
Tip her
now
door.
is the time of year when money is very tight.
Oh.
This has been a pattern for years. I really want to get your money mastery course until, sorry,
Jesus
I don't know
Christ,
whether to
Victoria.
still
What are you
hold on
doing?
to him or not. Do I still hold on
Undo
to the boy?
typing. You're ruining it.
Do you want to hold the boy?
Oh, I'm trying to find the thing.
Yep, thanks.
All right. It's called show prep.
Okay, you haven't done that one yet. There's Tom.
Right.
Right now, money's very tight. This has been a pattern for years. I really want to get your money mastery course. Until then, do you have any tips that would help me manifest money quickly? Thank for you for sharing your experiences. You have helped a lot of people. Thanks again, Tom.
I've helped a lot of people. You know why? Because I didn't curb my passions, but I dove into my virtue. By the way, I'm a teacher, right? If I curbed my passions, you know what I would be doing? Do you want fries with that? Right? After about 2 days of that, I'd be pitching fucking boiling hot oil on people. It's like, you
It's
want
like the drive-thru.
Yeah. You want fries with that? Hold on, pal. Here they
Cook 'em
come, right?
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, you get what happens when you curb your passions? Like everything like that should be this way is like that, so not cool. So here's the thing. So revise your mom. Revise the childhood thing, but also Neville says to revise the conversation as you hear it. So whenever you hear wah, 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 right? Yeah, imagine something lovely, right? And it's a lot of fun because like people around me, they'll go wah, 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 and I'll be imagining something lovely. And is it funny or what? I mean, like, yeah. They either go find someone else to go wah, 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 to, right? Or they shift, right? Yeah, I take no prisoners, right? I used to work for $7.70 an hour and get beat to death, right? So yeah. Now I've got attitude. What else is in there that I wanted to talk about?
Yeah, you just got the revision.
All right. Oh, yeah. And so that was number 3. Now we got 3.5.
3.5. 3.5
I
is
make the rules up.
from... We don't know.
Somebody.
Hi, Mr. 2020. I watched a video of yours explaining revision.
Yep.
So I was wondering, say, for example, if you witnessed a mother getting beaten up by her husband, would I revise them getting along or discussing this with a friend and saying I witnessed my mother being strong and standing up for her rights when it came to her husband?
I'd imagine Mom getting 5 gallons of petrol and and making a difference.
Or a wood chipper.
Yeah, or a wood chipper, right? So,
Yes.
so I mean, you could imagine, the fire department coming afterwards or having to pay for the cleanup on the chipper, or seriously, I would not imagine conflict, right? The whole thing of imagining, revise the conversation as you hear it, right? While you're witnessing something. I mean, it's shocking the things that change as I witness them, right? Except for whenever they don't, and then that means I just didn't do it right. Or afterwards, just imagine, how would you feel? Make it about you. How would you feel if, let's just say it's Mom and Dad. Mom and Dad got along great, right? So Mom didn't. So the thought never comes into your mind about Mom running a chipper or having to take your gas can to home day,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. So I'd just imagine, how would you feel if you knew they got along great? Fall asleep in that feeling. Done. How's that, Victoria?
That's ace. No real comments, so we are still live, but
So nobody's making comments?
no,
This one's
nothing's
Joe.
sort of happening.
Somebody smash the love button or
Just
something.
do
Let us
something
you're
so we
here.
know you're there.
Otherwise, I'm going to get bored and start chasing squirrels or something. Right?
We don't have squirrels.
See,
Awesome.
it's
Right.
a long fucking day when I chase squirrels.
Okay, so the next one's from Francesca, number 4. Hello 2020 Ann V.
Hey, Francesca.
I'm still stuck in the paycheck to paycheck situation. Wow, they're all about money, aren't they? I guess with Christmas
Merry
coming up.
Christmas.
Yeah, everyone's freaking out.
Right? By the way, revise the past Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Seriously, do it. Do it now.
Oh, good.
Don't wait till the end of the show.
We're here, says
Yasmin's
Yasmin.
here. Excellent.
Okay,
cool. And you may be here later.
Yeah, for lunch.
That's right. 12:30.
Okay, I was thinking of going to get a second job, but that would be working too hard and more miserable. I've been trying to manifest 1 extra shift a week on my job, but it's not happening.
Middle.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I think it's easier to imagine what you already know than what you have not yet experienced.
Oh my God. So let me get this right. I've never kissed a girl. I'm 12 years old. I've been kissed by a puppy. Doesn't imagine. Damn it. Go ahead. Sorry.
If you have never experienced or know what it feels like to have a lot of money, how do you feel for it?
Mistake number 1. Imagine the wish. I'm imagining the wish fulfilled. I'm imagining me fulfilled. Oh. Go ahead, Victoria.
Neville imagined his apartment in New York because he knew all the ins and outs of the apartment, so it was easy to put himself there because he had been there before. My question is, how do you feel what you have never experienced? Thank you for what you do, Francesca.
Alrighty. Cool. So let's imagine me and Victoria shopping. And we make 20 grand a year, right? And shit, right? And
Get the Skippy.
it comes down to the Skippy or Jif, doesn't it, right? And so Victoria's going, hey, right? Look at this. Cheap shit peanut butter. We live at the dollar store, right? So our trip shopping, we never make it to the Kohl's because we go in and we bank, right? We go into welcome to cheap shit store. Right? Yeah, you'll get everything cheap shit here. Cheap shit, right? Made with genuine something or another. Cheap shit, right? So, can you tell she doesn't take me to the cheap shit store
Yeah,
anymore?
I don't walk in
I
with
go,
him.
no, cheap shit.
I did it once. And then he does that.
Yeah, why don't you go talk to one of your friends in one of the real stores?
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
what was it we talking about?
We were talking about Francesca.
Oh, yeah. So this whole
How
money
do you
thing.
feel something that you've never experienced is a question.
So if Victoria and I made 20 grand a year and we had to go to the cheap shit and so on, and it's like, well, how do we imagine making 40 grand a year? Well, I don't know. I mean, that's hard. I mean, we could just go to the real store and buy real peanut butter. Get the difference? If we're actually going to the store and we're buying the real peanut butter, not the Skippy or the Jif, but the real peanut butter made with real Aussie peanuts, it implies something, right? So we've all bought peanut butter before, right? Somebody smash the love button if you've bought peanut butter.
Yeah, he bought some today.
I'm waiting.
More.
Somebody smash the love button. I am not going to say another word until
no
somebody
one's
smashes
really
the button.
talking much. Okay, That's all right. Look, maybe it's our fault. Maybe it's our broadband.
All right, so here's the thing, guys. Ready?
Yes.
You don't have to. Oh, the
We got
love
one.
button. Oh, that makes my day. So if we double our income, we're gonna have half as many fights over peanut butter, right? If we double our income again, we can get jelly. So, whoa! It's got an attention,
No,
right?
I don't like jelly,
No, she actually
actually.
likes things like preserves.
Preserves.
Yes,
Yes.
preserves. So imagine, I mean, like, so by the way, here's my shopping trip. Back when I made like $7.70 an hour and I'd go to the Pathmark for groceries, it would be the cheap peanut butter. It'd be the cheap jelly. And then, like, my wife at the time would say, well, don't worry about jelly because mom has jelly. Well, mom lives 3.5 fucking hours away, right? What's she gonna do? Like, mail it to us? It'll cost more to mail the fucking jelly, right? And then here we are, we're fighting in the fucking Pathmark over peanut butter and jelly. But versus, you know what happens? I go shopping and I buy peanut butter, and then I go, oh my god, look at this, a new fucking thing that Victoria's never had before. I'll put 10 of them in the cart. Right? Yeah, that's the problem, right? This is called doing well problems. And I'll get every variety of peanut butter. Didn't I do that the other week?
Yeah, you did.
I got every variety. I was just in one of those moods. I got every single kind of peanut butter that was in the exclusive brand at the store. There's a delay with the love button.
Oh, right.
That's a sex problem. This is not the right show for that. If there's a delay with your love button, it is not my problem. You and the Andrew
Hello,
Maxwell, you guys
Angela.
work that out. Angela Teresa's here for guidance. Now, alrighty. So where was I going with all
Right.
that? So here's the thing: you don't have to imagine. Well, I've always lived pay to paycheck. How do I imagine the bank? What would imply your wish is fulfilled, right? How many times have we argued over peanut butter preserves?
I don't think ever.
Ever. Yeah, right.
Yes.
Yeah, how do I pay the bills? I'd pay them by the year, but it drives Victoria and the accountant nuts.
Yes.
So I just pay them when they show up. Victoria sits them in front of the computer, they magically get paid, right? They don't wait. Right? They get paid, they go away. Compared to the old days, you prioritize the bill. Which one can I put off the longest?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Whoa! Right? So you can just imagine when you go out to the refrigerator, there are no shut-off notices. There are no bills there waiting to be paid. They're all filed away because when they come in, you go, yep, pay it. Done. Right? But we did come up
That's
with a
funny,
compromise.
actually, how a lot of people put their bills on the fridge.
Oh, yeah,
And
absolutely.
it must be like, I can't afford to pay that yet.
Yeah.
And then open the fridge, what can I stuff in my mouth?
Exactly.
And they're feeling so
you'll
crap
walk out
about
to the thing,
bills.
you see a shut-off notice.
Why can't I lose
and,
weight?
oh my God, why can't I lose weight? I spent all this money on fucking generic peanut butter.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So is there? Quit doing the typing. It's messing up my notes.
I didn't think I was.
Oh, you quit touching things. All right. So what's next?
I think that was actually it.
All right. So does anybody out there have a question?
Yes.
That was good fun. There's no delay with that love button. The love button, right?
Yes.
The love button.
So I can shut the heavy lid.
Shut the heavy lid. All right.
Anyone got a question?
Anybody else got a question? Because we will go. I've got 2
Yep.
calls today.
You
I
do.
love my calls. I hate my schedule today. I was telling Victoria that this
Yeah.
morning. So watch what changes. It'll be fascinating. Because
Because you love your calls.
I love my
and
calls.
The people especially.
But it's like, man, this is when I should be swimming. It's like, I'll go there later. And I don't know.
Yeah.
So
So it will be interesting to see what happens.
that's right. I think I'm going to take most of December and January off. Probably from mid-December to mid-January. Never done that before.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I did 2 weeks.
Yes.
Yes. But,
Take 4 weeks off.
yeah. But then again, so if I take 4 weeks off from 3 hours a week, that's 12 hours that I take off. It's like, because I only work 3 hours a week.
Yeah.
Right? It's right? So
Yeah.
it's like 3 times 4, that's 12 hours.
Because we'd
Ooh,
still
I
be
get a
doing
12-hour
these, you'd still be
vacation.
doing your
Yeah, still
email
be
in the
doing all
morning, you
normal
still
stuff.
have all your other emails to answer,
Yeah, I love answering emails.
podcasts.
All right. So,
Yeah.
all right, you'll be there with the bull for lunch. That is
Okay.
the rightness.
All
Justin
right,
is here.
Justin,
All
hello.
right, so I guess we're going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were asking for questions, but no one's got any. So,
All right, so we already answered 5, 4,
We
3,
have.
2, 1 question.
we answered 4, 3A, 3, 2, and 1.
See? That's right. I got to be married to that kind of accountability.
Okay, sorry. Well, you're the one that put it in that
Oh,
way.
there's what's her name? That's our neighbor with the other dog. Went up on the hill. She always sees me out in my underwear chasing him out.
Which one is she?
I don't know. I think she knows what my undies look like, though. You can tell she blushes when I see her at the dog park. Like, I don't wear undies to the dog park, but I do wear them at home. But at the dog park, I wear pants.
Is she the one from over there?
Yeah.
Oh,
On the hill,
got
so
ya.
she can spy down.
All right. All right.
It
the
is
best
gonna be
day
the best ever for
It
Emmett. Yeah,
is.
we won't-
Okay.
Yeah, he's back there licking Bruce's.
So yeah, what we want to know is what you learn about you, and what was your best.
What was it?
Type that in,
Type it in.
because everyone's
Don't
been
be lazy.
very lazy. Not many
Yeah.
comments,
Yeah.
no love, no likes.
Yeah. Smash the love button.
Okay.
Just share the show with your friend. We all know you
That
have one. So meanwhile,
Go to freenever.com.
oh my God, we didn't do a watch party yesterday.
No, we didn't. We'll have to do 2 today.
Why didn't I? Oh, I was at Table Torture Pilates.
I want to actually do the mental diets.
Recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be good fun.
Okay, so go to freenever.com, join us at manifestingmasterycourse.com, and for refunds, go to feelitrealfun.com.
That's right. There was a real slow love.
There
Thank you.
was
We love
really
love.
slow, wasn't
We
it?
love
Must have been a
love.
really long hug.
La-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, lots of love now. Thank you.
Oh, look at that.
It must be really
Yeah,
delayed.
it's really delayed today.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Okay.
All right. So watch the refund on our personal timeline shortly, or whenever Victoria gets her. You know, like, oh, I think I'll upload
Well,
this.
that would be interesting because you love the calls, but it's crappy on the Tuesday, and then you said you'll have that month off between mid-December and mid-Jan.
Yep.
It will be interesting to see what happens when we start back up in January.
That is the rightness.
Yeah.
All right. Love you guys. Have
Okay.
a lovely day.
Free Neville.
.com. Join us in manifesting mastery. Like, I mean, for the guy sitting on the fence,
Yeah.
get the splinters out of your ass.
Yes.
Right, splinters suck. Mastery, fun.